So let's just get into this. Fairy Peak versus Eekso. Really excited to see these two play again, but mainly because they've been focusing on threes recently. So which one of them is going to be the biggest bean? My money's on Eekso. Fairy Peak, the world champion, of course, at the moment. It's going to be hard to beat, but let's see what happens. Hellrocker, thanks for the brand new Prime sub, by the way. Much appreciated. A buff butt with 29 months tier 1, welcome back. Hide on Blind with the brand new Prime, welcome. And also, yeah, Wrath the Drunk right now, welcome back, dude. Do appreciate you a lot. If you're wondering where my face cam is right now, I did just explain to the stream, but I'll explain again. I've got really bad hay fever right now, so my light is off in my room, and that makes my green screen completely, like, not working. So, yeah, we've just turned off the face cam for today. I've also got really puffy red eyes, and you guys don't want to see that. I am a little bit sunburnt as well, which I'm sure you guys do want to see, but trust me, we're okay. But I decided to stream without the face cam for this stream. It's not going to be don't worry, we're not changing anything for the ordinary streams. I just have really bad hay fever right now. That's a nice 50-50 by Fairy. He's looking for the second goal here. The air roll shot on point, and Eekso's down by 2 early on. The Eekso wasn't he wasn't confident in the build up to this when he said to me that he's just going to go in and see what happens. You know, not really expecting much. But it is his birthday, so happy birthday, Eekso. I don't know how old that makes him, but it does make him 1 year older than he was yesterday. So happy birthday to Eekso. Fairy Peak decides not to dodge into the ball with his ceiling shot. Flip reset. Yeah, happy birthday, Eekso. Hopefully he had a good one. Well, I don't know if this is now his birthday at 2 in the morning. Eekso, is it your birthday now or yesterday?
Hopefully Fairy won't lose his mojo when he cuts off his luscious mane.
There you go.
Also,
it's actually his birthday right now.
Tonight's show match
his
is
birthday
as
for 1 minute
follows.
or
Fairy Peak
20 minutes.
3-1. Happy 12th birthday, Eekso.
Yeah, happy birthday to Eekso. 12th birthday, I don't know about that. So the last time that we saw Eekso and Fairy Peak play, Fairy Peak swept him. There was even a Mark game in there. He just looked unstoppable. But did he beat him in the entire series playing Mark? I don't remember if it was Mark or for the whole thing or part of it. But the time before that, I believe that Fairy Peak only won, he only won 4-2 in a best of 7. Look out for the demo, Eekso. He did. Fairy Peak gets the ball regardless. He didn't really commit too hard for that demo. Saved his dodge, but Eekso's got an open net. It's bounced really badly though. Oh no! It's kicked up and over the goal. Fairy Peak's not even coming back. He thought Eekso was going to score. He just stayed at Eekso's goal. He could have probably made it. Maybe. I don't know. It's going to be pretty hard to get back from there. He's literally inside Eekso's net, but that's pretty funny. Eekso gets the goal.
Is this Salt Shore Night?
He says totally not had a drink and totally not played for 2 days. One of those things has to be a lie. Fairy Peak's looking bumpy right now. Looking very aggressive. That's a great touch though by Eekso. He had to find a way there both to hit the ball without jumping in order that he wouldn't take himself out of the game, and also hit the ball in such a way that he won't pop it off the wall and set Fairy up for a shot, and that was the exact thing that he was able to do. Air dribble by Fairy. The mechanics are on point. This is a rare sight to see Fairy Peak going for such, you know, all-in plays. Even though these days in 1v1 they're becoming all the more popular. And Eekso for the longest time has been somebody who's pushing the boundaries of what's actually viable in 1v1. With his incredible recovery mechanics. Fairy Peak is very speedy in his own way, and now looking just speedy in general. Eekso beats him to the punch here though, and he's starting to come back. That's the second goal straight down the middle for Eekso. On the counter attack, Fairy Peak overextends. And he's got this one within 1. Big Tuck, thanks for the 6-month tier 1, appreciate you. Can be asked, thanks for 2-month Prime, 3-month total as well. Welcome back. Oscotner blew up, thanks for the 26-month. Welcome back for the Prime. You've already read the script. Well, I hope your script is incorrect. I want a game 5. Flurpy 666, thanks for the 2-month Prime for you as well. Do appreciate you guys. Thanks for all coming out in the really late night stream, although if you're in America, it's not that late, I guess. Well, it depends what part of America you're in. I guess I wouldn't call it that late in anywhere in America. Is it late anywhere in America? East Coast, would anybody call this late? That's just off for Eekso. Luckily for him, it's going to roll up as well. Fairy Peak can't really attack it. That's a great touch by Eekso. He's secured more boost for himself. Got the ball into an offensive position. Needs a delayed dodge. Tries to get it on the end of the flip, but Fairy Peak shuts him down before the ball is even going to be close to that position. 5-2. Fairy Peak back in the driver's seat. 8:20 East Coast. Yeah, it's actually perfect time for America at all. Perfect time for America in general. I don't know what I'm saying right now,
hey,
but it is pretty late, so forgive me.
And my gift to myself is this resub.
Really? If it's your birthday, you've got the same birthday as Eekso. He's going for a pinch shot. Look out, Fairy Peak. He sees it coming. It looks like he was backed off far enough to save anything but an absolutely perfect pinch shot. Eekso comes at the ceiling of the goal. Fairy Peak's backed him up here awkwardly, but it's nice why Eekso flies onto the goal on the back wall, but Fairy Peak doesn't even have to hit this. It would have been funny if Fairy Peak just let that bounce back into his own half. Force Eekso to come off the wall, because it was such an awkward position for Eekso to be in. Delayed dodge for Fairy Peak into the bump. I don't think that was intentional. He managed to get the ball past J-Naps in the grand final of Worlds with that exact move. The 180-degree flip. It's a great recovery by Fairy. Eekso thought he could have at least got a 50-50 there, but he's not made it in time. And it's been predominantly kickoffs and kind of like a faster version of Fairy than what we're used to seeing that's caught Eekso off guard. The one thing that Eekso can usually do when he plays this matchup is control the pace of the game whenever he has boost. Now, it's when he doesn't have boost that Fairy Peak can start to make things happen. But today, actually, they're looking very, very close in terms of how quickly they're moving around the field, how clean the recoveries look. And I think it's because Fairy is upgraded in that regard. And Eekso is already pretty close to the best at it. Oh, wow, look at that by Eekso. Faked a flip reset shot, let the ball bounce off the car as he hit the ground. I've never seen anybody score a goal like that on stream before. That would have been ridiculous. I want to see him try that one again. I want to see him give it another go. Yeah, this is live, guys. Even though you're used to no face cam streams being Twitch Premiere recordings, no, this is live. We're on the Salty Shores night map, just having a good time, relaxing. It's rare for me that I get a cast with my lights off in my room. I'm just sitting here in the dark. It's great. Love it. I usually have the lights on. Hope you feel better. Oh, don't worry, I feel fine. The only thing is that I have really, really itchy eyes, so that is less than optimal. But yeah, we feel okay, don't worry. I've had hay fever my whole life, so I'm pretty used to it by now. Not a big deal. Yesterday and the day before, though, it was too much to stream with, unfortunately. I just literally couldn't see.
Continuing the legacy of being.
My eyes were just watering constantly, so I couldn't even see what was happening on my screen. Morkan, thanks for the 35 months in a row. That is 1 month off another upgrade badge. Let's check and see if my editor's even got that one prepared. I don't know if he does. Welcome back either way. Thanks for reading it for the 100 bits. Shout out to Katane. Well, wherever you are, Katane, shout out to you from your buddy Rudit. So this one going pretty much according to the script so far. I mean, no, there isn't a script. What am I talking about? But yeah, you expect Fairy to have the edge here based on these guys' past results. If Eekso can't get this game, I would not give him more than a 5% chance of winning the series, just because Fairy is so hard to reverse sweep, and Eekso doesn't have the best matchup in this one historically. If I had to put a third reason on there, it'd be because kickoffs are really not looking very good for him, but this is about as perfect of a start as he's going to get. A free goal donation from Fairy Peak. That's his birthday present, I suppose. Stove A62, why did the Scarecrow win an award? He was outstanding in his field. Brilliant. Didn't know my dad was watching my stream tonight. And Led 51050 it was, who's got the same birthday as Eekso, if it is in fact your birthday, so that's your famous birthday similarity. Nice little challenge there by Eekso. You'll notice that before he made a beeline for the ball, he made sure to place himself directly opposite Fairy Peak, so that the ball would be between them and Fairy Peak's vision would be impaired. And it did manage to prevent Fairy from getting the ball past him at least that one time. That's the key to your rush challenges, guys. If you want to make you want to become a better ball chaser, hide behind the ball while you're doing it. So trying to backtrack here. A couple of wave dashes going to get him to the goal in time, but Fairy Peak has the boost and the ball into game 2. High pop by Fairy. Thinking about a top corner shot, but Eekso's got those saved every day of the week. Hey OSM, how's it going? 18 months as well. Holy cow, that's a long time. I didn't realize you've been subbed for that long. How you doing, OSM? Need to ask Fairy if he wants to 1v1 you in hoops. gotta keep forgetting to try and arrange that one. Now that our Fairy's won RLCS, he'll be a bit more available, I'm sure. Reckless 5040, thanks for the brand new Prime. Promising start here for Eekso. Oh, Stove 62 with the Prime as well. Appreciate you guys. Remember, if you do have Amazon Prime or Twitch Prime available, be sure to use it. It's somebody's stream. If you can't be bothered going somewhere else, you're welcome to use it here, of course. Fairy Peak does pull off the upside down flick slash air roll shot. Not sure what exactly you want to call it. It's sort of a blend between the two. Oh, look at the placement though by Eekso. Clean side flip. Secures his 2-goal lead, and it's off a kickoff pressure goal as well, which is promising because he's been losing a lot of kickoffs so far. The scoop, you guys want to call it the scoop? It's a difficult one to call because it's sort of in the fine line between a flick and an air roll shot. Look at the wave dash to pop the ball from Eekso. Fortunately for him, it went pretty much vertically, so he couldn't see exactly what was going on. High flick by Fairy. He's tried to bump Eekso by looks of things. Ended up hitting the ball way too high. Recovery from Eekso. Looking good off the other side of the crossbar. Oh, he's going in for this as well. Wow, what a read by Eekso. This is really difficult to do to Fairy. Actually, I remember that ages ago when I was watching that Squishy versus Fairy match, Fairy was able to bait Squishy into that exact position several times, and every time he would score on the counter-attack after a 50-50. So it's sort of a mixture of Fairy not getting behind the ball there, but Eekso also waiting until the right time to strike. It's overextended here though, and that's going to be Fairy Peak back within 2 yet again. Hey Timo, thanks for the 10-month Prime, welcome back. Also Slow Wizard with a brand new Prime. Cheers for that, guys. Thanks for checking to see if your Prime's up, finding out it is still time to use it here. Okay, so Eekso thought that was on target, but looks like it was going pretty far wide. He's missed the boost at midfield. Fairy Peak didn't see it happen. Turned back. So doesn't have any space here to work with though. Fairy Peak's going to quickly eliminate him and run down the middle. Setting up a hook shot maybe. There it is, top corner. Somehow Eekso saved it though, and what a save it is. Pinches it off his own crossbar. Fairy Peak couldn't read it. He's going very straight on the second dribble. Gonna presented Eekso the easy challenge. Oh my goodness, Fairy Peak just missed an open net. And that's not something you see every day. Expect him to have that on lockdown.
Got
usually his strength.
So I could sub to you.
Doesn't matter where he is, he puts shots on target. That
have
one,
a great stream,
not
John.
quite good enough. Hey Brian, cheers for that, buddy. Scath TV, thanks for the 9-month Prime. You got Amazon Prime back to sub to me. Oh, thanks, man. Hopefully you can use it for more than just subbing to me. It is obviously a pretty good product overall. Mr. Disappoint, thanks for the 4-month Prime. I'm not disappointed in that at all. Very much appointed. Alright, Eekso. Getting better kickoffs, but still struggling to apply the same amount of pressure that Fairy Peak applies when he wins a kickoff. When Fairy Peak wins a kickoff as hard as the one we just saw from Eekso, it would probably just be a top shelf shot, a really awkward flick. There would be something going towards Eekso's net that is not going to be comfortable to save, but I've never really seen anybody be able to do what Fairy Peak can do with kickoff pressure. He's in his own category for that element of the game. Well shot by Eekso, sneaks in, well played. And he is able to extend the lead to 2 yet again. Fairy Peak did not see that one coming. It's pretty hard to read from his perspective, to be fair. Yeah, I did see Fairy Peak's tweet about cutting his hair. So since they won World Championship, he's going to get a haircut. Not like a complete haircut. I think he's just getting it trimmed, which I imagine would have happened at some point anyway, unless he was planning to grow it all the way down to his ankles. Yeah, I don't know how long he's planning to leave it. But yeah, look out for that soon. Be sure to follow Fairy Peak on Twitter if you want to see that. Also worth noting, I think this is the first time that we've had Fairy Peak on stream since his own streams that he did at the Team Vitality boot camp.
Hi Johnny, I wanted to make you aware of a typo in
Hello,
the script.
Brian.
In Game 5 off when Eekso scores
Save.
a double flip reset to win the series, you spell his name E-K-S. Oh, please fix this before he reads that far ahead, as I'm sure it would hurt his feelings. Smile.
Alright, thanks Brian, I'll be sure to fix that. I would hate for Eekso to think that I don't know how to spell his name. Do people actually misspell Eekso? That's one of the easier ones, I would say. Oh, Fairy Peak would have loved to get one more goal just to keep his chances alive here, and he will get it, just squeezes it in. So we're not over just yet. Crossbar could deny him. But after that bump and shot simultaneously, Eekso could not get back. Now, is he going to get a kickoff win? Eekso's going for a pretty standard approach himself. It is in his half though, Fairy Peak's there. Eekso deals with it well. Not yet over, but it will be in a moment. Eekso secures the win with a long shot and takes game 2 to tie up the series. I'm happy for Eekso. He gets a win on his birthday against Fairy Peak. He's just going to go and urinate out the beer that he drank earlier.
Sir John, thank you as always for the delicious content. You are my sexy man. I love you.
Oh, thanks, Brian. Very kind of you. Corn Kid off a leash. Thanks for the 5-month prime. Also got Den Hamish, thanks to the 4-month prime, and Kilos and Coffee with the 3-month prime. Oh, this is 543. Has anybody got a 2-month prime to keep the streak going? Coke Zero Addict, thanks for the 5-month prime as well. Appreciate all you guys. Connor Phillips with the 9-month prime. Welcome back. Yeah, so Fairy Peak is now doing streams, or at least he did stream at the Vitality Bootcamp. So if you missed Fairy Peak's stream, you can catch it on twitch.tv/Fairy Peak. It'll still be available, I think, for another week or so on the video on demand. But then after that, Twitch videos or Twitch past broadcasts do get deleted server side. So I thought I would let you guys know, because I'm sure a lot of people want to see what Fairy Peak's stream looks like, because it's so rare. Hopefully he gets more of those done. Now he's back in EU. He was a really, really interactive streamer, actually, which surprised me because it was one of his first times that he'd done it, and in English as well. So really good stuff from Fairy. Oh, look at that free jump save. Looks like so didn't have many angles to hit that one with though, so he was going to be running into a save a lot of the time. Free jump again by Fairy, but dunked on by Eekso, who decides to stay low, and it's actually Eekso who is starting to look like the one who's more calculated and more in control of how this series is developing. 1-0 in game 3. What a birthday present that would be for Eekso. Surely one of the most one-sided matchups that he's been in the losing end of in the past, at least in money matches and show matches. Oh dear. So Fairy Peak just passed the ball out to Eekso, who ends up missing. And now Eekso's decided to stick around either way. A lot of misplays happening. That was not a good shot for Eekso to be going for, but he's faked Fairy without really having to do much. This is sort of Fairy faking himself even. We have to take a look at what his perspective is on this. Yeah, he just flipped away from the ball. If he dodged left, he would have had it. He would have had it covered. But he dodged the wrong way. Fairy Peak beating it in game 3 here. It's definitely the messiest game we've seen yet from Fairy. Bear in mind it is very late over in France and also in England where Eekso is, so both these guys are probably not playing at their best right now. I certainly find it quite hard to play any 1v1 at this time of night. Fairy does get one back. It's a 1-goal game now. Fruit Loops, thanks for the brand new prime. Zofer, thanks for the 2-month prime. Expected, thanks for 250 bits. Whereas you know this is an outrage. Just in case you weren't here earlier, I've got hay fever and I can't turn my light on in my room because my eyes are sore when I do. So I've just left it off. The green screen doesn't work without a light, or the room light being on. It just looks awful. Just a big green blob in the corner. And also because I've got like really puffy eyes. I thought people would be asking, are you okay? Are you crying because Fairy Peak's losing? And I can't be bothered with the questions. So don't worry, I'm fine. All good. 2-all now. Fairy Peak early flick gets past Eekso. He's trying to ball chase from behind the ball again there. So he might have to try and switch it up with some fakes. Still hasn't tried the reverse challenge. So missed a boost. Looks like he still had enough to handle most of what Fairy was capable of from that position. Side flip shot by Eekso. Fairy Peak's only hit it up and into the ceiling. It's wide open, but Fairy Peak gets back. I think Eekso should have had that. Still on the offensive. He pinches it in. Fairy Peak gets a touch, but gets dunked underneath. That's brilliance from Eekso. He's faking a ceiling shot for so long, and then once Fairy Peak is finally off the wall, Eekso then pulls the trigger, floor pinches it on target, and gets a dunk afterwards.
2 years and I've scared approximately 100 streams with your face emotes.
Yes, that is the bonus of subbing to me, is you get to scare people with my awful emotes, which, you know, they are pretty terrible. Oh, okay, Fairy Peak's been looking pretty clean with his recoveries and his movement around the field so far, but that was a wide open net miss again. More technical than the first one he missed this series, but still something he should be scoring. He didn't quite get caught out by Eekso. Wall shot this time, but he still concedes. Eekso walks in for the free demo afterwards. It's a bit careless by Fairy Peak. You have to say that he's really just hit the ball into Eekso there while trying to clear it. If he'd hit it into the corner, the demo wouldn't really have mattered. I don't think Eekso would have scored in time. Of course, he would have still been in a favorable position, but misplays by Fairy nonetheless. And that's a lot better. Wow. Straight under the bar. Fairy Peak back within one. There's still well over 2 minutes left. Absolute banger there by Fairy. It was Mini Sap 16 with the 24 miles. Welcome back. Mr. Disappoint, choosing 200 bits as well. 250 from Expected to all feel better. I'll try my best. Fairy Peak certainly feeling a lot better all of a sudden. Kickoff goal ties things up. Skill of the pack thanks to the Prime sub. 100 bits from Stove 8 62 rather. He says Fairy has great hair. Sad to see it go. Well, I don't think he's going to get rid of all the hair. I think he's just getting rid of some of it. So don't worry, he's not getting rid of the whole mane, we'll call it. This could be the most important game of the series that we're seeing right now. Game 3 often is. Great dodge by Eekso. Flips the ball at the end to take it clear of danger and under his control. And look at the ball control at the other end. Straight off the ceiling, catches it on the ground. And before Fairy knows it, it's flicked over the other direction. Unbelievable stuff by Eekso there. Fairy Peak just left out done in the midfield, out of position and not able to react to what's happening. Yeah, Eekso's definitely one of the most fun players to watch. Like I said earlier, pushing the boundaries of what is viable in 1v1 in offense. Oh wow, Fairy Peak still up for this. He's pinching it in. How did Fairy Peak reach this ball? Hold on a second. Wow,
No
I thought he like came off the ceiling or something, but it's just a brilliant 50-50 mid-air.
Omega lol, omega lol, omega lol, omega lol, omega lol, omega
Yeah, sorry, Magic. Cheers for 30 months, though. Holy cow. Yeah, Jess is streaming no face cam today. So Fairy Peak decides to leave the boost for Eekso. He might regret that. Oh, never mind. He's going to be just fine. He muscles it in. And Eekso is left completely surprised here. He did not think that Fairy Peak was going to go for this one. Yeah, he's just not done a good job keeping an eye on where Fairy Peak was going. I mean, he was flicking his camera back and forth, but I don't think he left it on long enough to see exactly what Fairy Peak was doing. If he knew that Fairy Peak was that close, there's a 0% chance he would have played it in front of his goal. He would have taken it to the corner, of course. Didn't keep the vision up. Fairy bumped Eekso into the crossbar here. That's good control. Fairy Peak is going to be up by 2. Eekso gets baited into the corner for boost. And he's really thrown this one away, hasn't he? There's been moments where Fairy Peak has forced misplays and really, you know, made Eekso struggle. But other times, I mean, the last 2 goals especially have been Eekso walking right into a trap, unforced. Fairy Peak up by 3 now. That's why you cannot give him any free goals. All of a sudden, a very close game is looking one-sided. Fairy Peak just dipping to the left-hand side of the ball. Sends it to the top right so easily. View625, thanks for the 2-month prime. Welcome back, buddy. So he's got to score pretty soon if he's going to give himself a realistic chance to win this one in time. Fairy Peak pre-jumps to save Eekso's slow flick. Eekso trying to be extra here. He wants to surprise Fairy with something he perhaps isn't expecting, even from a player like Eekso, who you always expect the extraordinary from. And it's going to be Fairy Peak taking this game 3, all-important game 3. It was still promising for Eekso at the start, and if he can take control of game 4 like he did this one, it's certainly possible that we will be heading to a game 5 today. It is certainly possible with how these two have been playing. Well played to Fairy. He was not having the best game early on. He was pretty rough, and he was able to get things back on track quite swimmingly, and right into a 2-1 lead. Still, I'd say I'm pretty happy with Eekso so far, though. He's looking good for, especially an Eekso who's not been playing too much ones
Hey
recently.
Johnny Boy _
He can be pretty happy with himself.
Did you hear the Fireburner is retiring after DreamHack
Yeah.
Valencia? Who do you think Energy will pick up?
Co-side tiers of 250 bits, by the way. I would love to see Turbo Pulse at NRG Turbo. It would make a lot of sense to me. I mean, he's probably a mechanical upgrade, probably a consistency upgrade on Fireburner, who sometimes has off games at big moments. And he's good friends with Garrett and Justin, as far as I'm aware. But yeah, I would also just love to see that for the cross-regional like craziness. That would be insane. So Turbo Pulse would be my pick. So, you know, he's still won 3 World Championships. Pretty good player to have in your team. Yeah, NRG Turbo would be insane. Like that would be my for me, I think it would be their best choice, and also the most exciting choice. So swipe that one to the right of the goal. Unfortunately, that does not result in a match. So it's going to be 1-0 for the time being. Mini Heal section 200 bits. Any news on Flores yet? I don't know why Flores is getting on recently. I'll need to check out. I'll need to ask him what's up with his grind back into form. Yeah, Russell Muscle, thanks for 2 months Prime as well. Appreciate you. Wonder if anybody got my Tinder reference there. That's really bad. I should be making jokes like this. My girlfriend will be mad. Flores still running. He's still running home. Yeah. So it's an aerial shot for Eekso that gets him back in front. He'll be able to tame himself this game though and keep him, or just make good decisions start to finish. Oh well. Fairy Peak couldn't get much closer without landing a demo than that. He's got a bit fortunate there as well, has Fairy. He's tried to flick that one early, but he caught at the end of the dodge. It's going to be a repeat of the last goal, though. Same position. Aerial shot for Eekso. More than what Fairy is ready to deal with. Fairy Peak was reading a slow play, and I don't know if that's because he knew Eekso is pretty boost starved. He expected Eekso to want a ball carry. So that's one thing that Eekso's really good at with low boost is powerful flicks. And this time Eekso's just fired early in it.
Runny, eyes
looks
red.
like a good idea
It's
in my
not
opinion.
Funny. There's sweat on his forehead already. Johnny's unsteady. He's nervous, but on the surface he looks calm and ready. Keeps casting.
Oh, well played by
but his
Eekso
face
again.
won't stop pitching.
That's just beautiful.
To see his nose would be enriching, but the lights are off. He's ditching.
Listen, Oscar, that's insane. Have you come up with this? Who came up with this? That's the best Save Fever meme I've ever seen. Cheers to 250 bits. Thanks for sharing that one. That's amazing. Did you come up with that yourself? You worked hard on it. Oh, well played. That's amazing. A brilliant parody, I have to say. Fairy Peak with the easiest goal of the day. And this time he won't miss it. So, still, close one here. One that Eekso has to be very careful about. This is the sort of lead that is most dangerous when you're against a player like Fairy, because all of a sudden, you know, you go for one play that's a bit too risky. Fairy Peak scores in the counter attack, then he scores a kickoff goal, then he scores another kickoff pressure goal, then you try and get a kickoff goal on him and he saves it and scores on you again, and you're losing by a bunch of goals. This is usually what happens when Fairy Peak's in this sort of spot. So even though Eekso's got the control here, he has to stay focused. He needs to know his limits, and he has to make good decisions in offense. It's all revolving around recoveries. Can he recover well? Fairy Peak in an awkward spot. He uses a crossbar to help him. He's got a bit more boost than Eekso might be aware of. Checking to see where Eekso is. Oh, look at that by Fairy Peak. Actually just turning on ball cam here to see where Eekso was. That's really interesting. A good solution to the vision problem, because he didn't have to use his right joystick there. He just turned on ball cam and the camera looked around for it. I mean, it didn't end up working out because he ran out of boost just a moment before he could get that last touch, but I still really love that play by Fairy. He can't have done much better there for the boost that he had and the position he was given. Eekso's playing well though. He's not been easy to get the ball past in this fourth game, and he is making his shots count. 7-2. Eekso puts another one in. Surely this is going to be a lead that Eekso will be comfortable holding on to. Why are people permanently banning me? Don't ban me in my own chat. I don't like that. What if I need to talk in my chat? Oh wow, this time Eekso does land pretty well with the super delayed flick. So unfortunately hit the bar, in and out save at the other end of the field. It's going to be super effective. Eekso's not looking to slow things down here. He's going to stay maximum aggression right until the end. Is that the right idea though? This is what I was talking about. Should he be going for an outplay there? Should he be trying to flick the ball past Fairy? Probably not. He should probably just be trying to take a 50-50 from the most solid place as he can. He actually does let this one bounce down low. So there we go. He's already fixed that leak in his gameplay. The problem that he had is walking into shots that are a bit too risky, plays that are a bit too easy for Fairy Peak to stop. Fake challenge by Eekso. Pushes Fairy away from this air dribble. Now the rush challenge makes contact as well. Eekso chained it together, some good defensive plays here. And now he's going to get to waste some time, importantly. Setting up another aerial shot. Didn't waste a lot of time there, Eekso, so he's got to be careful not to give Fairy Peak too much space, and I think he has done just that. Fairy Peak puts another one in, and the comeback is starting to happen. Fairy Peak is looking ominous as ever. Can Eekso hold on? 1 minute and 25 left. 3 goals. Eekso going for another one. Fairy Peak has saved it. It's this sort of shot that I'm kind of expecting Fairy to save, and then the ball just to bounce into a position that he can score an open net from. For the time being, Eekso is in control. And now he's wasting a bit more time than he did on his last possession. This is what you want to see from him, but he's gone for a flip reset and it's missed. Is he going to get back in time? Fairy Peak sends it over his head, and that is exactly what we're worried about. Eekso goes a little bit too crazy for it, and that's all Fairy Peak needs. That's all the time he needs. He hardly needs any time at all. He just takes the ball under control with a save, booms it on target, back within 2. He's on track to coming back here, and there's got to be a kickoff goal as well. Eekso can't get there. I told you, this is why these leads are not safe against Fairy. Couple of open nets, couple of good saves, couple of good 50-50s. You know, all these things are just making small micro adjustments in his favor, and there it is, tie game. A 5-goal lead has turned into nothing. 2 kickoff goals in a row. Eekso's only got himself to blame though. He's so off to the side, and that is one of the best comebacks we've seen in a while. Fairy Peak didn't even wait till the end of the game. He's still got 40 seconds, more than 40 seconds to work with. Eekso's got to be absolutely raging, and that's another one for Fairy. What a save, says Eekso at himself, but the flick was just about perfect. Eekso too close to the ball. Tries to get up in time, but it's just underneath the bar. 35 seconds left, and Fairy Peak is looking to take this one in 4 games. Eekso's got to try and forget how he arrived in this position. He needs to refocus. He needs to reset and just make his shots count. We all know he can score from these positions. He's been doing it all day, and he does. Great control by Eekso. He's finally able to get one in. It's been 6 goals in a row for Fairy before this one for Eekso. Cutting in field instead of going for the wall play. I like it, because it's, you know, it's that aerial play off the wall that got Eekso in trouble. It started this comeback for Fairy in the first place. If he focuses on the ground play, I think he's got a better chance of making it work today. Good ball chasing by Eekso. Trying to stay with this. Doesn't want to give Fairy Peak an easy possession, but Fairy Peak's going to take one anyway. Can he win it on the last play of the game? Fairy Peak flicks it high. Eekso's stayed back. Looks like he's going to get this one down. Oh, hold on a second. It might actually be on for Eekso. He can't run it on target. They're desperate to get a 0-second goal, but it isn't going to happen. That was possible though for Eekso. I think he slightly miscontrolled it, although it was an insanely difficult ball to get moving quickly and on target. Ball chase by Eekso. He gets the boost as well. That's 200 IQ play. Fairy Peak shuts the door of the near post though. 14 seconds into overtime, and it's Fairy Peak on the back foot. Half flip's going to reassert his control of the situation. He backs off all the way. He's given Eekso a whole pitch to dribble with, and Eekso's got Fairy Peak in his sights. He knows exactly when to flick it, and there it is. Game for Eekso. Fairy Peak gave him so much space, and he didn't really apply much pressure either. He threw himself in from a side-on position. Everything going wrong there for Fairy. But Eekso says at the end, "You're actually so good at comebacks, I hate you." You know, this is why I was so worried for him. I kept saying, you know, these leads, they're not safe against Fairy. You have to be so careful. You can't try basically anything difficult, because if you mess it up, Fairy Peak's going to save it, put in an open net, and then before you know it, it's a tie game. Still though, game 5. We couldn't ask for much more than this. What series we got here. Can Eekso take Fairy Peak down on his birthday? Remember that, despite the fact that Eekso just won that game, Fairy Peak seemed to have most of the momentum. Scored 6 out of the last 8 goals that we saw in game 4. Early jump into a pinch shot for Eekso. Fairy Peak had a long time to see that one coming. I think if Eekso wants to pull that one off, he'll have to disguise it a bit more than he did there. So flying out of the goal. Oh my goodness! He gets a whole lot of height on that one. Fairy Peak again, should have seen him coming, but Eekso's just surprised him by going for such a huge jump out of his own goal. He had a long way to go after flying off the crossbar, but he made it, and he got a solid contact as well. So he got very solid contact in the 50-50 in front of Fairy Peak's goal line, so all things are going well for Eekso here, and I think he's put that one on target. That's going to be 2-0. Fairy Peak losing game 5 here, and Eekso's speed is popping off at the perfect time. And where better to surprise Fairy Peak with a unbelievable save than a game 5 to open the scoring. This ball chasing by Eekso again. Doesn't want to give Fairy Peak the space to create an easy chance, an easy dribble. So he's going to keep on pressuring this, force Fairy Peak up the wall. There he did get that outcome that he was looking for. Fairy Peak's going to try and pitch it in, doesn't quite get it. Airball shot on target. Eekso saves it somehow, and he recovers for a clear as well. Tries to flick it out in the middle of the air. Fairy Peak should be scoring here. Great jump by Fairy. I think Eekso's done enough though. Fairy Peak had to jump over the demo attempt, and that forced him to miss. Low 50-50 for Fairy. Does cause Eekso to cave. And you felt it coming. It was only a matter of time. Once Fairy gets into these positions against Eekso, it's so difficult for Eekso to get back in control. He's just one of those players who's way more comfortable with boost than without. Fairy Peak doesn't seem to care how much boost he has. He's always fine. Seems to always be comfortable. So 1 goal in it. Fairy Peak peppering the back wall with shots. Decides not to go for a boost steal here. Instead, just going to keep up the pressure by staying opposite the goal. So speak to the punch here. Fairy Peak's up in the pace, and that aerial shot is on target. Well saved by Eekso. Multiple wave dashes to force Fairy to turn early. Fairy's got plenty boost though. Don't think Eekso's aware just how much boost he has. Oh, look at the timing of the boost pickup. That's just ridiculous by Fairy. It's going to be a goal though for Eekso because he's let his guard down. But that boost steal was on spawn as he was leaving the pad. It's perfect timing on it. Careless though. Fairy popped it off the wall there. He didn't need to make that touch. It actually helped Eekso. Maybe Fairy was trying to get it off the wall to make sure that Eekso would snap a wall shot like he did earlier in the series, but he'll need to do better than he did just there. Wide open for Fairy Peak. I think he might have got this one just calculated perfectly. Yes, he has. Sorry it became a meme. It's Johnny's fault. What did I didn't make OSM a meme, did I? I just made the OSM missing open nets as a meme. I think that's the only OSM meme that I've helped to cultivate. Not much boost for Eekso, but Fairy Peak's used all of his just to push him off the ball. Drops it into a roll. Fairy Peak in a strong position. Eekso somehow come away with the ball scot-free. He didn't even have to go for a 50-50 there. Fake jump to back up Fairy Peak again. Lots of small things that Eekso's doing are gaining him tiny advantages, but they culminate in his 4th goal of the game. Fake jump, backed up Fairy Peak, light touch, bump off the back wall. And you put all those things together, you've got a 2-goal lead for the Englishman. As far as I know, he's never beaten Fairy Peak in a series, has he? I think he's lost 3, maybe 4 times to Fairy Peak on my stream. I forget because they have, of course, played so many. Oh, okay. That's a accidental bump, I think, by Eekso. Flip reset into flying aerial bump. He knows he's got the boost advantage here, though, and he makes it count. 3-goal lead for Eekso. FairJame is in the really, really tough position here. I've not seen him in this tight of a spot for a long, long time. Down by 3 in a game 5. The series has had all of the elements of a, just a standard FairJame win. Crushing pressure plays, just brutal comebacks and kickoffs, great counter-attacks. But Eekso somehow is making this one work, and FairJame is giving Eekso a lot of time here to waste off the clock by slowing down his recovery. That's 2 seconds he's not going to have to make a comeback. 4 goals in it. Can Eekso hold on? I don't think this is going to be a good one for him, though. That's a goal for Fairy. Once again, Eekso is not even close to getting a good enough kickoff. Tried to get a dunk on it by the looks of things, but FairJame's just gone straight through him. Still a close game, but FairJame's trying to be cheeky, and that's not worked out at all. What has he tried to do here? Let's check out his perspective, because that looked like a misplay. I think FairJame's just accidentally single jumped. He meant to dodge, but either his thumb slipped off the controller or his jump button didn't register the second input, because that's not what he was trying to do, obviously. And Eekso's going to pick up another goal relatively free. He's not having to work for these. He had a 3-goal lead, now make it 5. FairJame messes up 2 kickoffs in a row. The lead has been extended with barely a minute and change to play. Will FairJame make it a close ending, though? Early boomer off the back wall. Eekso's ready for it, and I don't think that's the answer. His speed is rarely the way to beat Eekso, as he makes it 9-3. And it's going to be a happy birthday, Eekso. You've beaten FairJame, the current world champion for threes. I've got to say, seeing these two in their matchup today, it's looking more even than times I've seen them play in the past, but I'm still, honestly impressed by Eekso winning this one. I don't think Fairy's thrown this away, especially looking at game 4. That took a lot of guts from Eekso to win that one after losing a 5-goal lead to refocus. Or no, I think he lost his 5-goal lead and even went 1 goal down, and he managed to refocus and actually win this, so that's huge. That was probably the game that got FairJame out of the zone, because this game he's not had the best performance so far. Surely not even FairJame can come back from this position. Eekso's just knocking a bit more time off the clock, trying to stay as relevant as possible, but he's going to get 1 more goal in for Fairy. And I guess it's still possible if a couple of kickoff goals go in like they did in the last one. Surely not, though. Surely we're not going to see a series that's that scripted. So very smartly doesn't go for the ball. The only way that he's losing this one is if he throws himself in for the ball in a position he shouldn't. It gives FairJame an open net. All he needed was 1 really good kickoff so he can waste the time that FairJame's got left, and that's what he's done here. FairJame has had no boost to play with since the kickoff happened, so congratulations to Eekso on his birthday. He takes down FairJame in a best of 5. It's great to see FairJame back in ones. He's obviously been maining threes for a while, so he's not as dominant as he used to be. But he's still looking very good. I'm putting this one mostly down to Eekso playing a really, really solid game, honestly. I don't think FairJame, he's a bit out of form, but Eekso's looking very good there in the game 4. Impressive stuff. Probably gonna stop once clashing my threes play style. I can't play both. You're insane. Yeah, GG's. FairJame not happy with how he played today, but that's because he expects so much for himself. He always has been dominant in ones. For the longest time, actually, FairJame's been dominant in ones without really putting too much time into it. You want more? No, sorry, guys. He's not retired. No, sure. He'll be fine. Don't worry. When you put everything together, it's not that hard to understand how this series happens. FairJame's been practicing threes. It's a really late night, and he ends up losing a game 4 after an insane comeback nearly worked in his favor. So, yeah, a lot of things that make a game 5 really difficult for FairJame to go into there.